Bianca Belair fires back at WWE fans who accuse her of attacking Jade. Cargill. Bianca Belair fired back at WWE fans who still believe she was responsible for the attack on Jade Cargill. The former AEW star was brutally attacked on the November 22nd, 2024 episode of SmackDown, but returned at Elimination Chamber 2025 last weekend in Toronto, Canada. Ahead of tonight's Raw, the Women's Elimination Chamber winner took to social media to call out fans who still think she was the culprit. She noted that she was heartbroken over the situation, which was the hardest thing she had ever gone through. The former Women's Tag Team Champion also shared a video of herself giving in Cargill returned at the Premium Live event earlier this month and attacked Naomi during the Women's Elimination Chamber match, as Bianca Belair watched on in horror from her pod. Naomi admitted that she was the one who ambushed Cargill last year in an emotional promo with Belair this past Friday night on SmackDown. Former WWE writer claims Bianca Belair could be the best athlete in the company. Wrestling legend Vince Russo recently suggested that Bianca Belair could be the best athlete on WWE's roster. Former WWE writer claims Bianca Belair could be the best athlete in the company. Wrestling legend Vince Russo recently suggested that Bianca Belair could be the best athlete on WWE's roster. Speaking on Sports Skeeter Wrestling's Legion of Raw podcast, the veteran claimed that the 35-year-old did not need to portray a stereotypical character on television. He added that she might be the best athlete in the entire company and should be herself more while cutting promos. This woman is a blue-chip athlete, perhaps pound for pound the greatest athlete on that roster. She doesn't need that stupid, stereotypical character. I could not believe she cut a promo as herself tonight, and it was great, he said. Bianca Belair won the Women's Elimination Chamber match earlier this month and will be competing for the Women's World Championship at WWE WrestleMania 41. Io Sky pulled off an impressive upset and defeated Rhea Ripley in the main event of last week's episode of Raw to capture the title. Bianca Belair has punched her ticket to WWE WrestleMania at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on April 19th to 20th. She is set to lock horns with Io Sky. Be that as it may, the overarching storyline for the EST is her lingering feelings toward former tag team partners Naomi and Jade Cargill. WWE has an exciting plan for Bianca Belair after WrestleMania. Says 41-year-old The Glow revealed she was the one behind Cargill's attack in November. Belair was left heartbroken and in tears on SmackDown this past Friday. Sam Roberts believes the 2025 Women's Elimination Chamber match winner may not follow up on this victory at WrestleMania 41 because of Jade Cargill. He speculated that the Storm could cost her former tag partner the match against Io Sky and then move to Raw. On Not Sim Wrestling, the 41-year-old WWE analyst addressed their inevitable showdown and an issue that needs a resolution. One of the two major stars should turn heel. While Roberts knows the EST could easily pull off a heel run, he feels the former AEW star should be the one to turn on Bianca Belair. There is something about Bianca Belair that is, even though she has this superhuman ability, she just comes across as a genuine person that people love. It would be difficult for me to justify why you would make her a villain, Sam Roberts said. I feel like seeing Jade do something sneaky to beat Naomi and then have a slow heel turn. You could say Jade is justified in her feelings because she was put on a shelf, right? But I feel like that anger, that lust for revenge, you could twist that, he added. Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill has been the most anticipated bout in the women's division since the Storm's arrival in the fall of 2023. Could happen later this year? Rhea Ripley out of the title picture as Bianca Belair versus Io Sky, made official for WWE WrestleMania 41. Many were certain Rhea Ripley was Bianca Belair's opponent on the grandest spectacle as it has never been done before on the main roster, and is yet another bout that WWE fans salivate over. But Io Sky dethroned the Eradicator last week on Raw, much to the shock of fans. Whether Ripley joins Sky and Belair in Las Vegas bears watching. For now, the Women's World Championship match is a singles encounter. Bianca Belair gets full confession from Naomi that she was Jade Cargill's attacker. Hold the phone. The best soap opera moment of the week happened last night on WWE SmackDown on the USA Network. That's when Bianca Belair called out her good friend and tag team partner, Naomi, to the ring to try to get some answers after Belair's former tag partner, Jade Cargill, who was on the shelf for months due to an unknown assailant. Bianca Belair reacts with a one-word message after incident with Rhea Ripley, and when Naomi heads to the ring with Bianca Belair has reacted to the turn of events on this week's WWE Raw. She was involved in a confrontation with Rhea Ripley and Sky, where the reigning women's world champion slapped both women. Sky won the women's world championship in the main event of last week's Monday Night Raw. She dethroned Ripley after the Eradicator got into a heated exchange with Belair, who was at ringside for the match. Belair became the #1 contender for the Women's World Championship after winning the Women's Elimination Chamber match. Then on X/Twitter, Bianca Belair sent a one-word message after the exchange between herself, Ripley, and Sky. Belair is also involved in the Naomi Jade Cargill drama. The Storm was ambushed by a mystery attacker last November, forcing her out of action for several months. In her absence, Belair teamed up with Naomi to defend the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships before losing them to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Fast forward to the Elimination Chamber, Toronto Premium Live event, where Cargill returned and attacked Naomi. This past Friday, on SmackDown, Naomi admitted that she was the mastermind behind Cargill's attack before the latter once again laid out the now former Women's Tag Team Champion. Fast forward to the Elimination Chamber, Toronto Premium Live event, where Cargill returned and attacked Naomi. This past Friday on SmackDown, Naomi admitted that she was the mastermind behind Cargill's attack before the latter once again laid out the now former Women's Tag Team Champion. Bianca Belair's first comment on issues between Jade Cargill and Naomi. It's really rough. When last we saw Bianca Belair on Friday's SmackDown, she walking away as Jade Cargill headed to the ring to kick Naomi's ass for the second time in less than a week. That was because Naomi confessed to attacking Cargill last November and then called Belair out of her name when the EST wasn't grateful she'd done so. Belair, who is set to face WWE Women's World Champion Sky at WrestleMania 41, was asked about breaking up the Big Three and what's next for her and Cargill on ESPN's First Take today, March 10th. She replied, "It's really rough. This is actually my very first time talking about it since it happened on Friday. I form a bond with both of these women. Jade and I elevated the women's tag team division. She was taken out. Naomi stepped in so that all that hard work wouldn't go to waste. And we bonded, but come to find out Naomi was the one behind taking Jade out. It's very heartbreaking for me. I'm actually more hurt than anything. And it's really tough because I just won Elimination Chamber, and I'm supposed to be going to WrestleMania and having a big title match. But it's really hard to focus on that. So it's kind of bittersweet for me. I'm trying to be excited about this Elimination Chamber win, but I'm also hurt by the breakdown of the Big Three because we were doing amazing things and really representing. So it's just a really heartbreaking time for me right now." Interesting to note that for at least half of her appearance on First Take, Belair was not in character. She was for that first question, though, even as WWE may be blurring the work/shoot lines around Cargill after reports of Jade having behind-the-scenes issues with other members of the women's roster last week. Another thing Bianca does during the interview is plug her appearance on Raw from Madison Square Garden tonight.